Nobody expected Wimbledon to do this. Not because the player wasn't talented, not because she wasn't winning, but because Wimbledon almost never bends. And yet, before a single ball has been hit, one decision has already become one of the biggest talking points in tennis. Alex isn't entering through qualifying. She isn't getting a wildcard into the qualifiers. She's going straight into the Wimbledon main draw. And when Wimbledon's tournament director publicly explains a decision like that, people listen. Because Wimbledon doesn't operate on hype. It operates on tradition, data, results. So the real question isn't why Alex got in. The real question is, what made Wimbledon so certain? And the answer might be bigger than anyone expected. For most players, the road to Wimbledon starts long before center court. Qualifying means extra matches, extra pressure, extra travel, extra physical wear. One bad day and the tournament is over before it even starts. But according to Wimbledon tournament director Jamie Baker, putting Alex directly into the main draw changes everything. No qualifying stress.
No uncertainty.
No unnecessary physical drain. Just preparation, recovery, focus, the chance to arrive ready for the matches that actually matter. And then Baker said something that stopped people in their tracks. He suggested Alex's presence could attract up to 40,000 people onto the Wimbledon grounds. 40,000. For one player. That isn't normal. This isn't a tournament known for dramatic statements. Wimbledon doesn't hand out opportunities because someone trends online. They don't make operational decisions based on excitement. If numbers like that are being discussed publicly, there's usually something behind them. Ticket demand, audience behavior, broadcast performance, commercial forecasting, data, and suddenly this stopped feeling like a tennis story. It became something bigger. Because if those numbers are even close to accurate, Alex isn't just rising. She's changing the economics of attention in women's tennis. That's what makes this moment so fascinating. Competition between Grand Slams is real. Every major tournament wants the strongest field, the biggest stars, the most attention. And events like Wimbledon don't stay iconic by becoming comfortable. Success in sport has one rule: never become complacent. That mindset applies to players, but it also applies to tournaments, which is why Baker's comments carried so much weight. His message wasn't emotional. It was practical. If audience demand is growing, if interest is exploding, if the player is delivering, then the decision becomes obvious. You put them where they belong. And the numbers around Alex started becoming impossible to ignore. Reports earlier this season suggested she became the player associated with the highest ticket demand in women's tennis. Nearly 500,000 ticket requests connected to events where she was scheduled to play. Think about what that actually means. These weren't views, not likes, not social media impressions. These were people actively trying to buy tickets. Fans choosing to show up. That distinction matters. Because the WTA already has stars.
Grand Slam champion.
Established names. Players with years of global recognition. And yet somehow, one of the strongest demand signals in the entire season was attached to Alex. That changes conversations. Tournament officers notice. Broadcasters notice. Sponsors notice. And once enough people start paying attention, expectations change. But popularity alone doesn't survive in professional tennis. Eventually, the court exposes everyone, which is where Alex's grass court season becomes impossible to overlook. Because while attention was growing, the results started matching it. It began in Birmingham. Alex arrived as the top seed. Expectations were high. Pressure was higher. Then the final got complicated. She dropped the opening set. Momentum shifted. And suddenly she was facing a familiar problem. Czech opponents had become a nightmare matchup. 14 straight losses dating back years. Another defeat looked possible. But this time something changed. She stayed calm, adjusted, raised her level, point by point, game by game. What followed became one of the defining wins of a season. After 2 hours and 37 minutes, Alex completed the comeback. 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. Title secured. Streak broken. Momentum unlocked. That wasn't just another trophy. That was proof. Proof that pressure wasn't stopping her anymore. And instead of slowing down, she accelerated. Next stop, Berlin. A completely different challenge. Stronger field. More attention. Higher expectations. This is usually where momentum disappears. Instead, Alex looked even better. She took down Elena Rybakina, one of the most dangerous servers in the game, then followed it with another major result against former world number 3 Elena Svitolina. Different styles, different problems, same outcome. Win. Win. Suddenly she wasn't surviving tournaments. She was controlling them. The run pushed her all the way into the semifinals. Eventually it ended. But by then, people weren't talking about the loss. They were talking about what she had become. Because seasons aren't remembered for isolated defeats. They're remembered for moments that reveal a new level. And Berlin looked like one of those moments. Then came the audience numbers. And this is where things became difficult to ignore. The Birmingham final reportedly generated around 11 million simultaneous live viewers. Not total views. Live viewers at the same moment. That distinction matters. Because in women's tennis, those figures sit far outside typical expectations. For context, many major events don't consistently reach those numbers. Yet suddenly one match was generating conversation across media, broadcasters, and tournament circles. Whether people were watching because of the comeback, the momentum, or simple curiosity, they were watching. And attention at that scale changes everything. Because sports today aren't measured only in wins. They're measured in impact. Now put all of it together. A direct Wimbledon main draw entry. 40,000 potential spectators. 500,000 ticket requests. 11 million live viewers. A grass season that produced a title. A semi-final run. Wins over elite opponents. And suddenly the conversation changes. This doesn't look like a gamble anymore. It starts looking inevitable. That's the word that keeps coming back. Inevitable. Because from Wimbledon's perspective, the calculation appears straightforward. Alex isn't entering as a project. She's entering as someone whose recent results suggest she belongs.
No qualifying rounds.
No extra workload. No unnecessary physical cost. Just preparation for the biggest stage. And that might be the most important detail of all. Because grass rewards confidence, momentum, decision-making, timing, exactly the things Alex has been building. In Birmingham, she handled pressure. In Berlin, she handled expectations. Now she arrives at Wimbledon carrying both. And that creates one final question. What happens when a player generating this much attention also starts delivering consistently? That's when things become unpredictable. Because players like that don't stay stories forever. Eventually, they become contenders. Jamie Baker made his decision. From his perspective, the data pointed clearly in one direction. Now the spreadsheets are finished. The projections are done. The debate is over. Only one thing remains: the tennis. And Wimbledon is about to find out whether all the numbers were predicting something much bigger than a deep run. Because if Alex's grass court rise is real, this might not be the beginning of the story. It might be the moment the rest of the world finally catches up. So what do you think? Is Wimbledon seeing the future before everyone else? Or is the pressure about to become bigger than the hype? Drop your thoughts below. But there's another layer to this story that makes Wimbledon's decision even more interesting. Pressure. Because attention creates expectations. And expectations can become heavier than any opponent across the net. When a player suddenly becomes the center of conversation, everything changes. Every practice session gets watched. Every result gets analyzed. Every weakness becomes public. And every match starts carrying a different kind of weight. That's the challenge waiting for Alex. Not whether she can play. Not whether she can win. But whether she can handle becoming one of the main attractions before proving herself on the sport's biggest stage. Because Wimbledon is different. The grass is faster. Points are shorter. Momentum swings harder. Players who dominate elsewhere can struggle here. And players who understand grass can suddenly look unstoppable. That's why recent form matters. And Alex's form heading into this tournament may be the strongest argument in her favor. Look back at the sequence. Birmingham. Pressure. Comeback. Title. Then Berlin. Higher level. Bigger names. Semi-final. At every stage, the difficulty increased. And instead of fading, she improved. That pattern matters. Because elite players don't always announce themselves with one massive breakthrough. Sometimes the signs appear gradually. One tournament, then another. One upset, then consistency. And eventually there's a moment where people stop asking if the player belongs and start asking how far they can go. That moment might be happening now. But Wimbledon doesn't reward momentum alone. History says something else matters. Timing. Some players arrive too early. Some peak too late. Very few arrive at exactly the right moment. That's why this year feels unusual. Because Alex enters without the hidden disadvantages that normally slow players down. No qualifying schedule. No additional recovery issues. No emotional roller coaster before round one. Just preparation. And preparation matters more at Wimbledon than almost anywhere else. Every hour matters. Every practice set matters. Every adjustment matters. Small differences become huge differences.